Our feet are our foundation in all of our standing yoga poses. And yoga is actually really healthy for the feet because we practice barefoot. And any misalignment in your foot, in your foundation, can travel up the body and cause some pain and misalignments above it. So let's talk about the feet today, shall we? My name is Christina Raskin. I'm the founder of Soul Thrive Yoga, and here at Soul Thrive we are passionate about all things yoga, including anatomy and the physical practice of yoga as well. So when we're standing on our feet, we want to anchor down evenly into all four corners of the foot. So what that is the inner and the outer edge of the ball of our foot, the inner and the outer edge of the heel of our foot, those four corners. Sometimes you'll hear teachers talk about the center of your heel and the inner and outer edge of the ball of your foot, forming kind of a triangle or a tripod. That totally works as well. Our foot is designed like a tripod. That gives us a better foundation, this nice solid foundation. So let's look at the feet a little bit more and some practices that we can do to help strengthen the muscles, lift the arch of the foot. And these exercises are really great if you spend a lot of time standing on your feet, if you wear high heels a lot, if you have plantar fasciitis, bunions, or hammer toes. All of these can be really helpful. As I mentioned, when there's a misalignment in the feet, that can ripple up the body. And there's a few different things that we can play with or exercises we can try to help us feel that solid foundation. First off, when we're standing in Tadasana or mountain pose, we want the feet roughly hip-width apart. Feet are underneath the pelvis in a way that feels supported. In traditional yoga, they did used to do big toes together. However, this can cause what's called a Q angle in the knee joint, and over time can hurt the knee for certain body types. So hip width apart is really alignment for your body. And when we're talking about alignment, what we actually mean is we're stacking the bones and the joints for your body, not for a picture in a book, but for your body. And so if we put the feet under your hips in a way that feels supported, you're stacking your joints and your bones. The toes might turn in or out a little bit, depending again on how your structure is built. Everybody's structure is different. So instead of worrying about which direction the toes are pointing, think more about sensation. What do I feel? Does this feel good in my ankles, knees, hips, and lower back? For me, turning my right toe out a little bit feels good. That's my natural alignment. That's the way my structure is built. If I turn my toes forward, I feel that in the knee, right on the inside here. Now, it's a very minor sensation, and you might think, if you've been doing toes forward forever, that that's a good thing to feel that sensation. But remember, we want the body to guide us. We want to follow our body's natural structure and not try to fit our body into some picture in a book. That might work for someone else's body, but not for ours. All right, so for the toes, a couple different exercises we can do. Practice lifting your toes, spreading them wide, and then putting them down one at a time, starting with the pinky toe, the second toe, the third toe, the fourth toe, and then the fifth toe. And this might be really hard. You might not be able to do it right away. That's okay. Give it some time. Usually after a couple of days of practicing this, you can build up that ability to do it. The other one that's really helpful, and this is a great one if you have flat foot. This one is going to help you to lift the arches of your feet. For most people, this is more challenging, so try it. You're going to push into your big toe, your pinky toe, and then lift your three middle toes. Push into your big toe, your pinky toe, give it a shot, lift those three middle toes. Try it with me. You're probably doing it with your hands as well. The fingers and the toes tend to work together. Trying this again for a couple of days. Do this when you stand in line at the grocery store or you're washing dishes at the sink. Build up those muscles in the lower leg and the foot to help you do that. Another thing that can be really great is to play with your weight. Like I said, anchoring into all four corners of the foot. And to feel that, sometimes you can rock forward into the balls of the foot and then rock back into the heels of the foot. Over rocking one direction and then the other, and then starting to rock a little less until you find this place in the middle, a place of balance where your structure stacks and you feel supported. You don't have to work as hard. The weight is even between the front and the back of the foot. And we also want to try the other direction. So rock really far to one side, rock really far to the other. You'll be rocking the feet to the inner and the outer edge. You'll notice when you rock really far, the muscles of the body have to work harder to hold you up. And then at some point, start rocking a little less until you feel the weight even between the inner and the outer edge of the foot. So that rocking exercise will help us to anchor into all four corners. And then try those toe exercises. And it's not that we're holding our toes like this the whole time. We're just doing that a little bit to help us feel the lift of the arch of the foot. And then once you feel that, we want to keep that while we lengthen and spread our toes and release them back down onto the floor. So the arch of the foot is continuing to lift when we're standing on the foot, right here. You could also imagine you have a little tack under the inner edge of your foot, so that's lifting slightly. But again, remember, everybody's body is different. If you have a tendency to rock to the outer edge of the foot a lot, then maybe you don't want to focus on that. You actually want to focus on anchoring into the inner edge. Play with your body and see what you can do to anchor into all four corners and not feel that negative sensation in either the ankle, the knee, or the hip. Because for you, it might be different. You might have to focus on pushing into the inner edge of your foot a little bit more. Luckily, we're all unique and beautiful in our uniqueness, and the physical yoga practice needs to represent that. We want to change the practice to fit you so it's healing and healthy for you, instead of trying to force you to change into this picture in the book that we think is healthy. Healthy is different, or what's going to help you to be healthy is different than what's going to help me. So I hope that helps. Give it a shot and let me know how it goes.